Well, I was here 5 minutes ago, but I'll restate my name for the record. I'm Jeremy Newman, Policy Director of the Texas Homeschool Coalition. We actually worked with Senator Perry on this bill from our own experience. THSC, one of the services we provide to our members, is that we have an attorney out of Houston, homeschool dad, who does CPS cases. And we received about 84 calls last year from different people around the state who were in communication with CPS at different levels. We have 6 cases open right now. This is just one issue that we've run into from our experience, that right now, when there is a non-anonymous call that is made into CPS, CPS can clearly, if they can clearly rule out the merits of that accusation without making a home visit, they're allowed to avoid a home visit. But the requirements are different between anonymous and non-anonymous calls, and so we really see this as a clarification to the law that we're just saying, even in a non-anonymous call, if you can clearly rule it out without a home visit, you should not have to make a home visit. It is my understanding that a number of areas around the state actually already do this by policy, but not all of them do. And so we're really just trying to clarify, you do in fact have the authority to avoid a home visit if you can clearly rule it out without making a home visit. So I don't expect this to be, a really widely used issue. It's really something that we consider to be a clarification to what we think the law was actually intended to do from the beginning.
Very good. Thank you. Cecilia Wood.
Good morning. My name is Cecilia Wood. I am the Legislative Counsel for Texas Homeschool Coalition, and I am here testifying in favor of this bill. And I'd like to thank Senator Perry for bringing this issue forward. I'm also a board-certified family law attorney. I've been doing this for 30 years and practicing in this area. And I'm very excited about all the changes we're working on this session to improve this system for our families and our children. And I think this is a little piece, like in a quilt, possibly, that is going to do a lot of good. And I think the biggest part is that it's going to allow caseworkers to not have to duplicate work and free them up to do other things, which is a huge issue that we're all concerned about. I've had more than one case where there have been numerous reports of the same incident because we're all, as citizens, required to report. Now, lawyers and teachers and doctors have a higher criminal penalty for failing to do that. But even if I know, say, the psychologist in my case has made a report, I have to report, I have to get my client to report, and depending on how the reports come in, they come to a big 800 number. It may not be clear it's the same report, so I think that will help. I also think that it addresses something we don't challenge. By the time I get the case, we're pretty far into it, but it addresses an equal protection issue. You don't have a choice as to who might make this report against you, and so the fact that someone chose to give their name or not give their name is not shouldn't determine your rights or shouldn't put more work onto the caseworkers. And finally, if you have concerns about, well, why wouldn't someone just let someone into their house or want someone in their house, I just ask you to consider, if a police officer showed up at your door and said, we don't have a warrant, but we have an anonymous report that you have a dead body in your house, how likely would you be to just open your doors and let them come in? And so people feel that way about their children, maybe more so. So thank you so much for the time to testify.
Thank you. Thank you to this panel.